All right, guys. This is going to be a quick one. I'm in the hotel. The internet's terrible, and I was trying to set it up so my dad and I could go live here a couple minutes ago, and just the internet's just not strong enough, and the bandwidth on and the technical difficulties I was having with the Mac were also a bit of a challenge. I want to say thanks to the guys here. I was in Austin, Texas, for the game today. I went to my first Browns backers bar in a long time, and everybody was really super hospitable. We were at the bar down here in Austin, Texas. So if you get a chance, like definitely hook up with those guys. And they're great. The bar was great. They had these Capri Suns that they cut the corner of the Capri Sun. They poured a shot of vodka into it, and they put like Odell Beckham's face on it. Dave, I was thinking about you, man. I really was. Congratulations. We all knew you guys were going to win. So, guys, it was a rough one. We are gonna do a full post game show with my dad tomorrow once I'm back in Florida, and we can get all the technical difficulties worked out, and we're back on my PC as opposed to this piece of crap MacBook Pro. Okay, so the thoughts of the game. We lost the game in the first half when we turned the ball over. When Nick Chubb turned the ball over twice, Joel Bitonio magically kicking the ball out of his hands, and then the Patriots scoring. Nick Chubb running for 55 yards all the way down to the end zone, and again fumbling it, which turned into points for the Patriots. And then Baker Mayfield, literally, this is the first time I've ever seen this happen in professional football, really, football at any level, tossing the ball underhand to a defensive lineman without looking is unexcusable. It's something that a professional football player should not do. That was really, really bad, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating to see. Are we getting a new coach? We got people that are calling for Freddie's head. That is 100% something that's happening right now. People want Freddie Kitchens. They want him held accountable for this loss. It's tough. I'm really having a hard time defending the guy. I think that you have 2 weeks to prepare for a game. You've got some defensive players, your big rookie, your Pro Bowl cornerback that come back. You got a whole bunch of things going on. You get 2 weeks to game plan, and you have that kind of performance. This is the same performance we've seen for the first 6 games of the year. And it's honestly, it's not getting better, and it's really hard to defend Freddie at this point. Some of those decisions that were made are bad. Max is the curse, possibly. Chase Young, I want him. We're not going to get him. No way. Thoughts on Higgins? What do you want my thoughts to be? There was he played zero role in this game. Other than I think he ran a wrong route and Baker was yelling at him. Rashard Higgins is just not a part of this offense. Inexperienced coach isn't a good fit for a young team. I agree with you. Thank God for beer, says John. That first quarter, Gemini Italian. That was the worst first quarter of professional football from a breaks standpoint that I've seen maybe in my adult life. It's unsettling that we can do that to ourselves from a turnover standpoint. We had 3 straight plays where we turned the ball over. That is unacceptable. It was to the point where the guys went at the Browns backers bar that I was hanging out with. We're like, why don't we should just kneel it to break the streak. No, there's no moral victories at this point. The only thing that we have going on that we can look forward to is the fact that we have a very easy schedule for the rest of the season. We are 2-5 at this point, and it is getting to the very, very outside chance of making the playoffs, if not nearly impossible. We can still go 11-5. I think it's more likely that we're going to go that we could best case scenario 10-6, more likely 9-7, 8-8. I think the safe bet at this point would be 8-8. A better chance. I don't think we're gonna have a losing record this year, but 9-7 and long shot 10-6. Running the table 11-5. I would say would be possible if we had a disciplined team. We have an extremely undisciplined team. We have wide receivers that are doing dumb things. We have tight ends who false start. We have defensive players that constantly are getting negative penalties. It is non-effing stop with this team for penalties, to the point where Jim Nantz, even the announcer was sitting there going, "There's no penalty. Browns did something good. There's no penalty." So again, we are beating ourselves badly. I don't think the refs are being retaliatory. I think it's just what it is. Do you think we win at home against the Ravens? Yes. Do you think refs have it in for Cleveland? I think we win. There's no discipline at all. These are the sorts of things that, we had some discipline issues last year, but I think the team legitimately feared Greg Williams. I do not think this team fears or essentially respects Freddie Kitchens at this point, and it's really sad to say it, but Freddie Kitchens is, I still want to like the guy. I still want him to do well, but at this point, I'm not seeing it. Fourth and 10, and we intentionally go off sides to then make it 4th and 16. It was 4th and 11, 4th and 16 to then go for it. I mean, come on, man. This is insane. This is insanity. What do you think the organization will do if supposing Freddie gets fired? I don't think Freddie's going to get fired. No, we can't do anything about Kitchens. Too much will change. 3 turnovers cost us the game. Absolutely true. The 3 turnovers was the game. Sandman, you're absolutely right. We lost this game in the first half and never really had a chance to come back. Who was to blame for the terrible offense? I mean, if you really think about it, if Nick Chubb doesn't fumble the ball twice, we certainly could have turned one of those drives into points. The other one, who knows? I mean, it's just one of those freak plays, but I think there were 2 freak turnovers this game. The Baker underhand interception to a defensive effing lineman, and then Joel Bitonio literally kicking the ball out of Nick Chubb's hands. The other one, Nick, sorry, dude, but you got to protect the ball. If you're looking in the end zone, you got to protect the ball with 2 arms because they're going to try to knock it out. How he wasn't thinking about the possibility of getting the ball knocked out of his hands is just insane. And it's honestly sad. Yeah. Let me look back on chat here. Offense wasn't terrible. The team is really good. The offense is the same every week. Who's to blame? The offense wasn't terrible. Turnovers cost us every damn week. Turnovers, it's just embarrassing. Baker leads the league in interceptions. You all scream back Freddie Kitchens. This game should have been closer. Yeah. I think everybody has a right to be extremely frustrated. Are we going to fire Freddie Kitchens right now? No, we're not going to fire Freddie. I think Dorsey, I honestly think at this point we are playing for next year. I don't think Dorsey's all that upset at this point losing games. And I think that's sad to say because I thought we were going after it this year. I thought we were going for it. At this point, with the youth of our team, I don't think we're playing for this year. I think we're trying to again set up for next year and get some talent. And it's everywhere. It's offensive line, it is coaching, it is execution from star players. We've got Odell Beckham dropping passes. We've got Baker Mayfield throwing interceptions like it's a disease. We got Nick Chubb all of a sudden catching fumbleitis. We've got defensive players that are causing 3rd down and 3rd and 10s to be 1st and 10s, defensive holding. It is an undisciplined team. It is a poorly coached team. and it is a team of star level talent that is not executing. All of these things are the problem with the Cleveland Browns right now. The turnovers, the penalties. Turnovers are going to happen. If you think about the Nick Chubb turnover, the first one, and the Baker Mayfield, these are kind of freak turnovers. They're going to happen from time to time to most teams other than the effing New England Patriots. It was just, I think that's another thing that I think is really surprising. It just seemed like everything just always goes right for them, and the exact opposite happens to the Cleveland Browns. And I gotta tell you, I am really struggling with that. It is a frustrating thing to watch. The Patriots, in no time during this game did they even feel in any way like they were even challenged. There was no time where they were like, nah, this could be a game. We gave away 17 points. You cannot beat a Super Bowl quality team giving up 17 points, including, for a third game this year, a 14-point swing. Going down to score a touchdown, literally running to score a touchdown, and you turn the ball over and they turn that into points. Like, you can't do it, guys. You cannot win football games that year like that. There were some BS calls. Yes, there are always BS calls. There will always be bad calls against the Browns. That's the reality of it. We are playing three teams when we go in there. We're playing the team we go to play. We're playing against the referees, and we're playing against the Cleveland Browns. So we have to beat three teams. It is laughable how many times we have 2nd and 25. That is when you return a punt to the 50-yard line, and then you have not one, but two blocking penalties that brings you back to the 22-yard line or 27-yard line. That's a massive difference in the NFL. A massive difference. If I was Freddie Kitchens, I would grab those guys by the freaking the nostrils, grab them, and yank them off the field and say, you're never playing for me again. That's it. Like, sit there and make them run and do push-ups until they throw up, until they literally hate their life. So that maybe they'll sit there and go, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have another penalty called on myself. Illegal hands to the face was another one that we got called twice. False starts. Myles Garrett didn't have a penalty this game. That was great. And he got one of those sacks that everybody loves. Those sack with 4 minutes or 5 minutes left in the game. We're down by 20 points or whatever we were down by. Myles Garrett just gets a sack. So everybody can be real happy about Myles Garrett getting a sack. Because he gets a lot of sacks, so that's really great. Well, I don't know, guys. I'm frustrated, but I will tell you that this is a game that everybody had marked a loss on this game, and we did what we were expected to do in this game and lose. We have Denver next week. That is a winnable game. If we lose to the Denver Broncos, pack it in, guys, because that's the season. If we lose to the Denver Broncos, you're going to start seeing you're going to start seeing negativity leaked out of Cleveland. You're going to start seeing a lot of bad things being said. Then we have the Bills, a very good Bills team. The Bills' defense is solid. Their offense can get things done, and they don't penalize themselves with stupid plays. The Buffalo Bills, I don't think they're as good as their record is, but they can beat us. So I think that is the other loss that could be on our record is the Buffalo Bills. Then we win out the rest of the games. We go 10-6. We can beat the Bengals twice. We can beat the Dolphins. We can beat the Cardinals, we can beat the Broncos, and we can beat the Steelers twice. I know this is a tall order, but I said this as a bold prediction for the season on Quincy Carrier's YouTube channel. I believe we can go undefeated in the division. But guys, if we have that many turnovers, we're not gonna win. It was we got outclassed today, guys. It was outclassed. And that's sad to say, because if you look at the playoff teams, other than the Ravens, we just don't show up, and we beat ourselves. And I don't know if it's nervousness. I don't know if we feel like we don't belong. I don't know. They're just grown men. We have grown men, and they have grown men on the other side. And I don't understand why we show up and just piss our pants like little puppy dogs when we go out and play another team. It's just sad to see. Denzel Ward had a decent game coming back. I really would have preferred him intercepting the ball in the end zone rather than just giving them 3 points at the beginning of the game. That interception sure would have helped. And you know what? For everybody calling for Freddie to be fired and all this different stuff, guys, there's no way we're firing Freddie Kitchens in the middle of the season. The only way we fire him if he does something like unethical, and Freddie Kitchens isn't going to do that. Because what happens is you fire Freddie Kitchens mid-season, that's a reflection on John Dorsey. It's not just a reflection on Freddie. And I think Dorsey likes him. And I think Dorsey wants him to be successful. And I think Dorsey also knows that it was an uphill battle. But he's got to get better. And I think if we would have started this season, I'd rather start off with this tough stuff and be 2-5 than start off with the easy stuff and then get to the end of the season, and the end of the season we go 2-5 and miss the playoffs, right? So, because that would be like what we say is a collapse. We have the ability to be uphill. We have the ability to, or just travel downhill, I would say. The drop passes are hilarious. We're paying guys millions of dollars to catch a football, and they drop the ball. It's insane. And those are great. The great highlight catches are wonderful. The great highlight catches are great, but you got to be able to make the easy ones that hit you in the goddamn hands, dude. You got to do it. Freddie has to get control of his team regardless. I agree with that 100%, Charles. I agree. He has no control. Why isn't the offense gelling? That's a good question. I don't know. We just play like we're the Browns, and that's what we're supposed to do. This team is far from playoff worthy. Miracles can happen. I agree with that. I agree with both statements. Of course, we can't fire Kitchens mid-season. Continues, can't bring him back. I would agree with that. If Belichick was the head coach of this team, would we look like this? Hell, if Mike Tomlin was the team, I don't know. Probably not. I think it's fair to say if we had the greatest coach in NFL history, we'd probably do a little better. Eventually, you have to be good teams. You're right. We also have one of the youngest teams in the league, so typically young teams don't perform as well as they possibly could with everybody in their prime. But, I mean, excuses are excuses. Is this Baker's fault? I don't think it's Baker's fault, no. If you take – he had a bad interception. That was a bad play. But if you take you take Nick Chubb's fumbles and all the penalties off the board, I think we do better. I think McCray played okay. The sacks weren't coming from the inside. The sacks were coming from the inside. I think McCray did it actually okay as well. I agree with that. The factor of sadness is out. It's going to turn. This team has talent. They can beat Buffalo for the playoff spot. Buffalo's going to be someone down the stretch. I think you're right. We got to go 10-6, 9-7, possibly. Miracle 9-7. Freddie Kitchens coaches, he's playing Madden every third or fourth down he throws, regardless of great Chubb's running. I agree with that, but I think there's probably people who play Madden who can do a little bit better. This is a timing play. Baker's never saw the guy. I agree, but you can't blindly toss a ball at somebody. I'm sorry, you can't do it. Baker was solid. Freddie continues to look overwhelmed as a head coach. I hate to say it, but I'm really, I got shaky on Freddie a couple weeks ago. I'm still shaky on him, but I want him to be successful, and that's the difference. I feel that because we made so many changes in the offseason, new players, new coaches, causing longer period. I think you're right. I think it's fair to do that. And I think with so many players, it's not like in the NBA where you can just add 2 players in your championship level team. Like, we have a lot of players. Time now to change the culture. Media will will destroy us. Who cares about the media? The defense is playing well enough to win. Plays called. I think you're right. The defense is playing good enough to win. Baker's in his second year. He's definitely taking a step back in his second year. He's going through a sophomore slump. Playing the NFL's hardest schedule through 7 weeks. I agree. So, yes, I agree with you guys. And trust me, I'm just as frustrated as you all are. I'm very frustrated. I wanted to win this game so bad. I wanted it to turn around. I wanted this to be the game where we could say we changed our stars. And it didn't happen today, which is really tough. We're on a big losing streak, and it's very frustrating, and it pisses me off. If we were just losing games like straight up, if we were losing their team versus our team and they just scored more points than we scored, then I'd be fine. And even if it was a low-scoring game, I'd be fine. But it's the way that we're losing, the penalties, the undisciplined manner of which we're playing effing football, the play calling that we're putting together. It's defenses knowing that it's third or fourth and 7, and playing 5 yards off the goddamn ball and letting him dink and dunk. That's all the fucking Patriots do. If you watch the Patriots play, which we all have to at least watch them once a season in that freaking Super Bowl, if you watch them play, that's all they do. Tom Brady doesn't throw the ball 50 yards down the field. He throws little 4-yard passes to guys like Edelman, and what they break a tackle and they break it up for 15 yards. He throws a screen pass, they run for 50. That's what the Patriots do. You have to play up on them. You cannot play soft, and we played soft. It's just frustrating. You gotta play up on these guys on 4th effing down or 3rd down and 3rd and short, and they're playing off them. And the Patriots are so good, they get their 4 yards and they get their 1st down. Dink and dunk offense is what they do. It's so frustrating to watch it. It seems like they always get 7 yards. They always get 4 yards. It's just, and for us, when we have 4 yards to go, it's a miracle because they rush right up the middle and bull rush us. Baker gets blasted into oblivion, or it's 3rd and 4, and then we get a false start. So it's now 3rd and effing 9. It's really, really, really frustrating. And if I was somebody, if I was Dorsey, if I'm Jimmy, that's what I'm pissed off at Freddie for. You had 2 weeks to prepare for this, and you have not in any way, you've reverted backwards in terms of penalties. You can't do it. You can't do it and win football games, and especially you can't do it and win football games against really, really historically epic teams like the New England Patriots. It's very frustrating. Fumble the Browns recovered. No, it's the Patriots' ball. I'm right. It's very frustrating letting Edelman get the ball. It is. Why is Baker taking hits when the game is lost? Agree on that as well. There's no reason for that. 4th down, going for it, just stupid. Edelman over the middle, money all day. When a coach goes for it on 4th multiple times, it says he thinks, yeah, and I was thinking that too. I'm like, dude, he doesn't respect Freddie at all. He's like, screw this, we'll get it. And if we don't, whatever, we'll get it again because they'll just beat themselves. And they were right. Long screen pass to White. Oh, God, Joe Schobert might be, I know Freddie and those guys think he's like, the smartest guy in the world. He gets run through like butter. They bounce off him. He slides off tackles. That dude doesn't tackle for shit. And I'm not surprised why we drafted linebackers this year. Joe Schobert, you're not playing good enough, dude. Play better. At least we're better than the Jets. I mean, that's not saying much. They rely on their talent. Schobert just covers linebacker. Well, maybe we don't need a coverage linebacker. Maybe we need not linebackers who can actually tackle players. You have to be able to do that to do your job. I'm struggling. I'm doing this mostly for my own This is my own therapy session. I tried to do it with my dad, but I couldn't get the audio to work, and I'm really pissed off because I would have much rather preferred to do this with my dad than just do it live. We're going to do it tomorrow. So I hope you guys join us again. I know hopefully the wound won't still be open. I'd like to give my dad a chance to get his thoughts out as well. Oh, guys, so many head scratching decisions. I agree with you 100%. Jamie Collins looks like Dick Bucks. I agree. These guys, Jamie Leadfoot Collins, all of a sudden can play like he's God. And he's been playing amazing this year too. So, God, what do we do with him? Why does the media pinpoint some? Why doesn't the media our coach for bad calls? Agree, Lewis. This time last year, just a lack of respect for opponents is on action. Signed Bernie Kosar as a coach. It's a good idea, but I don't think Kosar wants to coach. Didn't expect us to win. At least it was a really, or at least be a really close game. I don't necessarily think it was a close game. We had it within 10 points, but even then, it's kind of a miracle. So, all right, guys. I'm going to call it because I'm just frustrated and I need to just breathe deep. Thank you guys very much for showing up for the post game. Show up tomorrow too. We're gonna do some post games. We'll have some giveaways tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching. And this is tough. I'm gonna say go Browns. Go Browns.